like Nate said, Michigan got two good defensive ends, two good guys that can rush the pass. And one thing that I've always been saying all year is I've yet to see. I mean, I've seen it once. I ain't gonna say I've yet. I've seen it once, and they were missing the top guy in Oregon, where you had a team that put pressure on C.J. Stroud and make him get uncomfortable within the pocket because. I mean, CJ isn't a mobile guy within the pocket. He got some mobility, but is he a dual threat? Is he Justin Fields? Is he Terrell Pryor? Is he what's my guy from before Justin Fields? I mean, before
JT Barrett.
JT, he's not JT Barrett. He's not Braxton Miller. None of those guys, but he has an arm. So I think if Ohio State if they could keep him contained, keep him blocked, keep the edges contained, and allow him to go to work, then they're gonna win. But if Michigan can, get the pass rush there and get their run game going, it might be a game there for the edges.
Well, Michigan comes in at 10-1. Ohio State comes in at 10-1. They haven't came in and matching records in a long time, I believe, since 2006 season, number 1 versus number 2. So, but do you think that those defense, like everybody else, the offensive line can cancel those defensive ends out and block them out, and they're not going to be able to get to CJ? But even if they are, CJ will actually move in the pocket because he was a little bit mobile against Michigan State.
It all depends. I mean, Ryan Day said it himself. He said that before the Michigan's new defensive coordinator, who's there now, before he came, they were running like a more collegiate style defense. Now they're running a more NFL pro style defense. So he already understands, okay, they're going to try to run some different looks, try to confuse us, try to, create turnovers, create sacks, things of that nature. So I feel like if CJ can read that and play mistake free, then they'll be fine. But if Michigan is able to, confuse them and get some turnovers, like a long day for them. I know for a fact that we're gonna have to see. We're definitely gonna need to see a lot of Travion and a lot of Chop Williams. I'm looking forward to seeing, those guys and how they move the sticks, just in case the pass game does get into a little funk, where you might need a little play action to, get them out of
there. So Michigan pretty much fired its entire pro staff and brought in pro professional from people from the NFL. So that's why they're playing that pro style defense. But you think CJ can run if he wants to, though?
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't seen it. It's hard for me to say yes when you haven't seen it. So I'm going to say no until I see it.
I think he'll run when he needs to.
Think so?
Yeah, I do. I think so. I mean, they'll be able to see really quickly the tone that those defensive ends are going to set. And I think that if he wants to run, then he's going to be able to run. I mean, he's going to have to, right? If he get flushed out the pocket. So I think it's just, he has the ability to run. It's just, he's been more of a pocket passer. Because remember, Troy Smith was a pocket passer. He turned into a pocket passer. Remember that? So I think, when the time comes to do different things, it must be done. Because, I mean, they got to beat Michigan. I mean, if anything, I think that this team can take on Georgia and beat Georgia. So,
yeah, if it all depends, that game. I don't think Georgia is going to be trying to get into a shootout with Ohio State. If anything, I think they're going to try to keep the game within the 20s, high 20s. So
Georgia,
yeah, I don't think Georgia is going to try to get into a 45, like a Clemson 45-point shootout with Ohio State. They can't. They don't have the receivers to do that. They're more of a run team. So if that, I think that game will be more low scoring. It'll be like maybe a 31-28 game or a 28-24 game, something of that nature. It's not going to be a 45-41 game.
Yeah, I think, with this Michigan game, Michigan's coming in highly motivated. They tired of losing to Ohio State. They got this one at home. They haven't beat Ohio State in forever. You know, this is an opportunity. You know, I don't get a chance to watch Michigan much. Let me admit, I'm not watching Michigan if at all. I got a chance to see them play against Michigan State, and that day they had trouble stopping Kenny Walker. So if anything, you know, you can run the ball, and Ohio State has one of the best running backs in all of NCAA. So you can run the ball on them when you get a chance. So they're gonna have to try to stop us two ways. They're gonna have to try to stop the run, and they're gonna have to try to stop the pass. And Nate was right. You got three receivers. One has over 1,000 yards. One has over 900, and Chris Olave has the least with 800 something, but he got 13 touchdowns. So Michigan has to find a way to stop us through the air as well. And can that be done? I don't know.
I'm looking at some of the comments and.
Oh, can you read them?
Yeah, I just hopped on StreamYard and just muted it, so they won't be able to hear me twice. But George said to the panel, who is under more pressure on Saturday, Ohio State or the team up north? I'm gonna say it's gonna be the team up north, because when you haven't beat a team in 10 years, almost 10 years, I mean, the pressure is really towards you. You know, you the one need to win. Ohio State don't. I mean, yeah, Ohio State. It would be devastating towards super Buckeye fans. I don't think it would be devastating. No, it would be devastating towards me, because I actually would love to see Ryan Day to win the national championship. I think it's time. It's due. You know, I don't think he's at Ohio State for anything else but to win the national championship. And like I said, you know, this is the last line of defense for Ryan Day. You know, this is the last line of recruiting. This is the last bloodline of Urban Meyer's recruits right here, and with this class, with this senior class. So I think that, you know, you're gonna have to get the best out of these guys, because after, I want to say, next year, these are all gonna be Ryan Day's guys. These are gonna be all the guys Ryan Day handpicked and put on this team. So he has to get a national championship.
I feel like more pressure is in Ohio State, though. More pressure to keep the win streak going, more pressure to advance, you know, beat Michigan in advance. And actually, you know, we struggled against Alabama last year because they was just all world. But a Georgia team that could be beatable. I mean, when they played Clemson, they only won by 3 points. So you can see a team that could be beatable. Yeah, everybody talk about their defense, but you know, the Georgia team, I feel like they're a little easier to get past than Alabama. We struggle against them, except for in 2015. But I just feel
I personally would want to play Alabama. I think Alabama would smoke Ohio State.
Yo,
Willie, I think Ohio.
I was getting to you.
Bama would smoke Ohio State if they played this year.
What it do, nephew?
Willie Epstein Jr. What's up, sir? Welcome.
Hey, I only got a few minutes because the family rolled in a little faster than I thought they did. So I got to get back out there because I am the head entertainer. I got people that's ready to play dominoes against me. So you already know I got to go.
You about to play some bones?
Yeah, you know, I already know I got to go throw people out the window. So, yeah, so I'm only going to be on here for a real quick minute. But what I want to say about what y'all said about Ohio State and Michigan, Ohio State has probably the best receiver corps in the country. And how can you think, or what can be said about the quarterback? He's probably playing the best of any quarterback in the country, maybe next to Pitt's Mr. Pickett. But the thing for Ohio State, man, is that the pressure that you asked about, I think it's more on Ohio State because they're expected to do what they've been doing. And they have a little bit more at stake since Oregon lost. Now they're at the number 2 spot in the polls. So I think the pressure is a little bit more on them. Does that mean that they're going to succumb to it? Probably not. But just to answer the question, I think that there's more pressure on Ohio State for those reasons.
Yeah. What's your analysis of this game? Well, first of all, let me ask you, how did you become a Michigan fan?
We ain't got enough time for me to talk about that.
Okay.
But put it like this. Some of my favorite players came from Michigan, Anthony Carter. And then a little bit later on, of course, Desmond Howard. There was Anthony Thomas played running back. Braylon Edwards, Tim Biakabatuka, all those guys.
Mario Manningham, Super Mario. I like him.
What was the other kid's name, that receiver out there, played for the Eagles for a little while? I can't even think of his name. Oh, Jason Avant.
Yeah.
Brian Greasy. Charles Woodson, of course. And then I had been a Michigan fan since junior high. And then when the Fab Five came along, that just heightened it that much more. Don't be mad.
Anywho, whatever. It's all good. So what's your analysis for this game on Saturday?
Michigan is going to have to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback. I mean, their defense is one of the best in the Big Ten. They have to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback to take the pressure off those guys in the back end, because I don't think they can match up with those guys from Ohio State. Olave, and they got a kid up there that's from the same hometown where my son graduated. My son played against him. Yeah, him.
That's what. Remember the other day we was talking, not to cut you off. I said Crownwell. He's from Rockwell.
Yeah, Rockwall.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
And my son actually played against them a couple years ago when he was a sophomore, and that kid was a senior, and he was a man amongst boys. So what I'm seeing out of him at Ohio State, I am not surprised whatsoever. He's got all the tools to go to the next level. And look, Ohio State has a lot of players you're going to be seeing playing on Sunday on that squad right now. And their running back room, Master T could start for a lot of Division I programs in this country.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say this, and then I got to go, y'all, because my wife done already been in here looking me upside my head.
Hey, Patricia.
Hey, she said, hey, Patrice.
Patrice, sorry. Hey, Patrice.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that, all that being said, Michigan is still gonna win. It's gonna be a high scoring game, 45-41.
Oh, you got it being close
feeling
too.
Yourself, Willie.
Yeah.
Willie feeling yourself. I'm gonna make sure to reach out to you on Saturday. Make sure you're all right.
Yeah, do that, because it's not just Saturday; it's also tomorrow. So y'all pray for your boy.
Hey, where they playing at?
They playing it down the street.
You going?
Heck no, man. The tickets like $4,000 a piece.
What?
Nah, they ain't that much. They might as well be that much if you want to compare it to what's in my wallet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I just want to say that, man. Happy Thanksgiving to all y'all. I got to get out of here.
You too.
All of Cleveland. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and we'll holler at y'all later.
All right, bye, Willie. Thank you. Happy
later.
holidays. All right, that was Willie Epteen checking in for a hot second. We're going to go ahead and take another break. We will be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM.
States could soon have a pill to treat COVID-19. The pharmaceutical company has requested approval from the Food and Drug Administration to begin distributing a COVID-19 pill. This comes after Merck and Ridgeback recently conducted a study with the oral antiviral molnupiravir. It showed the risk of hospitalization and death cut by half in a trial involving patients with mild to moderate COVID-19. While this is big news, the pill will not come cheap here. It could cost up to $700 in the United States, but as low as $20 in other countries. Some may even distribute the pill for free. It's worth investigating alternatives to vaccinations, as well as discussing their pros and cons, which includes costs. Learn more about the COVID-19 pill at the Long Haul Kickoff event on Saturday, November 27th. This is WOVU 95.9 FM. Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
Hi, I'm Rachel Hill, and this Thanksgiving, I am thankful for family and friends.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here with Mr. Marshawn Powers. Mr. Powers.
What's up?
Last night, the college rankings came out, and Cincinnati was ranked number 4. What are your thoughts about them finally being able to make it to the top 10 after being undefeated?
They're finally getting some
respect. Top 4.
They're finally getting some respect. You know, I mean, they're undefeated. You know, I feel like Luke Fickell is doing a great job down there. I think, you know, once they beat, if they had not beat Notre Dame, then we probably don't need to be having this conversation. But the fact that you beat a Power 5 team, you know, a team that was in the playoff not too long ago, I think that should get you some consideration. You know, I mean, they're not closed in. You know, they got to win out. But I feel like at the end of the day, they are on the inside track with them. Depending on what Ohio State do this week, Ohio State and Georgia have the inside track on being locks to go to the playoffs.
So it looks like they have East Carolina on Friday. So they play Friday night. Mm-hmm. And then they have the AAC football championship, and that's December 4th against Houston. So if they went out, you know, they could take that number 4 seed, but then they would have to play the number 1, wouldn't they? So they had to play Georgia. You think they'd be up for that task? That's a tall task.
For Georgia?
Yeah.
No, I think Georgia would smoke them.
Really? Yeah. I mean, you never know.
Nah, Georgia. Smoke them. I ain't gonna say blow them out, but they will win. That's what I mean by smoke. Georgia will beat them.
What do you like about UC?
I like their defense. They got a guy from the area, Kobe Bryant. It's funny. That's his real name. It's not Kobe. It's Coby. He's a baller. I like the quarterback. They got two pretty good receivers, and you know, they just kick and tail. I love how Luke Fickell has a lot of guys on that team from the state of Ohio. You know, he took a page out of the Jim Tressel book and, you know, stayed in state with a lot of guys. I mean, Ohio is still a gold mine for good football players, but Ohio State don't want. Ohio State want to, you know, go on the path of what these other programs.
Well, that became an Urban Meyer thing.
Yeah, it all started when he cut off the Glenville pipeline.
Yeah.
You know, when he cut off the Glenville pipeline, that's when I knew that it really wasn't the same.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate that was done. Yeah. So, but I'm happy for Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm like the more Ohio teams, the merrier.
I told y'all yesterday, if Cincinnati and Ohio State make it at 2 and 3, I want to see them play at First Energy Stadium in the cold and they element. All of these Ohio fans and Ohio and Ohio State, Cincinnati fans ain't trying to go to Louisiana.
No, Marshawn.
We would love to see that.
Not in the cold weather.
Or Ohio at First Energy.
I would hate for them to play each other in those first 2 games. I'd rather see them in the national championship
Don't they already
game.
play? No, don't they already play?
I think it's 1 versus 4.
And 2 versus 3. So
yeah.
If Alabama loses to Georgia, Cincinnati wins, Cincinnati will move up to 3. Ohio State will stay at 2. They're not going up to number 1, I don't think, unless they went out.
What happens if Alabama beat Georgia in the what you call it then?
Georgia's still gonna make it.
Oh.
That's what you don't want to have.
That's gonna be interesting, man. That game right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be a lot riding on that. But Georgia always, man, don't they always, you know, usually fall?
Mm-hmm.
Except for when they played Baker Mayfield, but then they failed when because I watched that game. That actually should have been a national championship game with Oklahoma versus Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And then Georgia went on to you know, fall on their face and
Mm-hmm.
lose. But I'm really happy for Cincinnati. I think it's great for their program. I think it's great for Luke Fickell. I kind of don't like the way that Ohio State did him, but, you know, it seems like he's moved on fabulously, and Cincinnati better throw a whole bunch of money at him because, you know, has he been in, you know, consideration for some of these bigger jobs? Have you heard his name mentioned?
Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard his name been linked to the USC job. I've heard his name been linked to SEC job. I can't think. I think it was there's a few jobs that he's been connected to. One SEC job and that Pac-12 job, and then Honestly, I feel like if I'm trying to think of a wild card out there. Nah, I think if you don't get I can't think of anything. If you don't get an SEC job or that USC job, I don't see him. I don't see him going to like, let's say if Lincoln Riley leaves, I don't see him going to like an Oklahoma or something like that.
What if he decided to stay at Cincinnati for a few more years?
Hey, that's even great.
I think that'd be a good move too for him to build up that program as much as he can. Because, like, why not see how far you can take it? Because he'll be able to get even better recruits. I think having the Ohio recruits is great as well, but he'll be able to get some national recruits as well too. To help out with what they're trying to do. All right, so let's move on. So the Browns have a matchup on Sunday night against the Baltimore Ravens. So. What are you thinking about this matchup? This is hard because I feel like it'd take a miracle for the Browns to win. Right now, the Browns are not doing anything offensively, and the Baltimore Ravens always have the Cleveland Browns numbers. They have an inability to stop Lamar, and everybody say Lamar can't throw, but Lamar is able to make the throws when it counts. And right now, our defense, you can get whatever you want to, against them across the middle. So that's going to be, he going to be able to feast. We used to have the number 2 rushing defense, but that done stopped, tremendously based on some of the things that had happened. But I just feel like it'd take a miracle for us to be able to beat Baltimore in Baltimore with the way that this team is playing right now.
No, I'll say this. Right now with the state of the Browns, I think right now is a good time to be facing Baltimore. You got Kareem Hunt coming back. You got right tackle Jack Conklin coming back. You got Chubb running well. You got Dearness Johnson in the little time that he's about to get now that Hunt's coming back is going to be running well. With that being said, I think that the Ravens are going to be looking to shut down the run. I say this again every week. They're gonna make Baker Mayfield win this game on his own. I hope he's able to stay healthy. Will he stay healthy? I don't know, because the first half of the Lions game, the man looked healthy. Second half, the man was hobbling around. So I don't know that. But I'll say this. I think now, with the importance of this game, I think Stefanski is definitely going to be more alert, more aware of how Baker is feeling. I don't think Stefanski is going to be put in a situation where he allows Baker to throw 2 picks again. I think either A, he's going to sit him, or B, Baker's going to get hurt and it's going to force him to sit him.
You think the Baltimore defense is going to hurt Baker?
I mean, this is a division game. You think they're going to be soft on Baker? You think they're going to say, oh, it's Baker, man. We're going to take it easy. We know Baker, both his legs is beat up, shoulders beat up. We just go, we're going to tag him. We're going to lay him on the ground kind of soft. No, they ready. You see how the Lions was trying to kill Baker, and they had nothing to lose. Baltimore got everything to lose, and they still going to try to kill Baker. So we know what the game plan is going to be. Run, screen to the tight end. Run, screen to the tight end.
Hopefully some screens to the running back, since you got Kareem Hunt, who is a great pass catcher.
A few screens to the running back.
Yeah.
No, but, man, I know you can't ask for a lot, but I would just love to see a compliment 300-yard, 4-touchdown game from Baker. I would just love it. I know we always can't get what we want, but man, I would love that. Would probably keep me off of him for at least the remainder of the year.
You think he's gonna be able to throw the ball downfield?
Man, you got no choice at this point.
Because you've only gotten that performance, pretty much once in the past, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Against Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Where he looked amazing, but outside of that, it's been poo-poo.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think he threw 300 yards against. Did he throw 300 against?
Nah, he threw for 2 something.
Yeah, so I mean, I honestly think that if he protects himself and throws for 300, that'll keep a lot of fans off him. He's thrown for 300 twice in the season. He threw for 321 against the Chiefs, and 305 against the Chargers.
Both resulting in losses. So it seems like when he throws less, we win the game.
Yeah.
But those were also defensive issues as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that those losses, I believe, were caused by defense and their inability to stop anybody, giving up 75-yard pass plays and giving up what did the Chiefs, not the Chiefs, but the Chargers score like 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to come back. So yeah, but I said Baker, and I've been saying this, that the team's best games were the ones that they lost to the Chiefs and to the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And their offense doesn't seem like it's been in sync since, except for the Cincinnati game. But, that's an indictment on Kevin Stefanski as well. Kevin Stefanski has to call better plays. This Baltimore Ravens defense is one of the best in the league, and they're not going to tolerate no tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't, Kevin Stefanski has to do better. He says every week, I have to do better. Well, Kevin, guess what? This week, you actually have to do better because this is your division rival. What is Baltimore? 7-5?
Mm-hmm.
So they're right behind us. You win this game, you are.
No, they're 7-3.
7. Oh, well, okay.
7-3, 7-4, something.
You win this game, you kind of right there. You just got more losses, but right now you're at the basement in your division, something that people would never have saw or thought was ever coming. And here we are. Now is the chance to turn things around. You face this team, even if you lose to them, you got them at home 2 weeks later, so you have an opportunity to rebound. But Marshawn, I'm not feeling it, and I have to be honest about it. I'm not feeling it at all.
When I say I'm not feeling, I don't think I'm not going into this game thinking that we're going to lose. I think that the Ravens defense isn't the world's best like it used to be. We always, our pass game may not perform the best, but we always run the ball really well on Baltimore. So I don't know. I put $100 bet on this game already yesterday. So
you did? What you bet?
$100 on the Browns that they would beat Baltimore. So
oh man, you got money to waste. You could have just gave that to me, man.
Yeah, I'm right.
You could have gave it to the needy.
Nah, I'm seeing what they do. I hopefully they don't let me down. But I put a little bit out there for them.
Well, what do you think the Browns have going for them going into this game? Because right now, like you mentioned, Kareem Hunt coming back. So I think that's one of the great things that they got going for them. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Nick Chubb, but a receiver, you have a depleted receiving core. Mm-hmm. And is Donovan Peoples-Jones going to be back, or is he still hurt?
I don't know.
So you don't have him. Anthony Schwartz barely gets any burn. Jarvis Landry hasn't been Jarvis Landry. Who else do we have as receivers?
Hollywood Higgins.
Oh, they ain't really been throwing to Hollywood Higgins. Jamarcus Bradley had that great 37-yard, catch the other day, but Baker didn't really target him that many times after that. So how are you realistically gonna throw the ball and you ain't throwing to nobody? Do you think that's one of the reasons why they, have kind of abandoned that too?
I think it partly got something to do with the fact that he's injured, as well as the fact that, when somebody tells you something, you got to believe it. Stefanski, he said it out of his mouth, I love to run. So you got to believe somebody that tells you that they love to run. I think that partly has something to do with it too, that he just has an infatuation with running the ball.
Obviously that's your strength, but you need to pass too, man. Like, how you not passing the ball?
Yeah.
We've only 17 points ain't gonna cut it on Sunday.
I don't know if I can watch it. 17, number 7, low scoring game.
It ain't gonna cut it
with a team like this. I need to see at least 25 to 30 points.
Yeah, my concern is always Lamar. This team has had an inability to stop Lamar since he's been in the league. And, you know, his escapability factor is just better than David Copperfield. So, you know, that's one of my concerns and my fears is that, you know, they're going to struggle to stop him from running the ball. And they, you know, one of his favorite targets is Mark Andrews, and they just gash yards, you know, from us, you know, just the two of them alone. So, I don't know, man. I just we'll see what happens. But a huge football weekend. You got two teams: Ohio State versus Michigan, and you have the Browns versus the Ravens. Two division rivals, East Division and NCAA and AFC North. So it's going to be a great week of football. So I'm ready for it to start now. So moving on, we got about 3 minutes left. Cleveland Cavaliers tonight take on the Phoenix Suns. What say you? Who you think gonna win tonight?
Phoenix.
Come on now. Did you put some money on Phoenix, man?
I didn't put no money on Phoenix. I'm going with Phoenix tonight. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre, JaVale, Mikal Bridges.
It might be kind of bad.
Yeah, it's a scary night for the Cavs. I ain't gonna go as far as what I said the other day against the Nets. They'll lose by 20 to 25. It's gonna be a scary night for the Cavs.
Hey man, they're out here playing teams close. You never know.
Hey, that's moral victories though. I need an actual one. They 9-10 right now.
Yeah, the Cavs are 9-10.
I believe. Check from me. I believe so. They're 9-10.
Oh gosh, I thought that they might be like 9-8 or something.
Nah, I think they're 9-10.
Oh man. Well, I mean, if anything, it's the injuries. I mean,
no, they're 9-. Well, I'm speaking it into existence. They're 9-9. They'll be 9-10 tonight.
Nah, okay. It is what it is, man. But it's gonna be a rough night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the growing pains of a young team. You know, I mean, you gotta remember, Cavs right now are in 10th place. You still got Atlanta behind them, who I think is a better team. The Pacers, I think, are a better team, but they're unhealthy right now. So that's two teams that's under the Cavs right now by, I want to say, a game and a half. You know, so I mean, it's gonna be the Cavs just got to get healthy right now. You know, you got to get Mobley back. Collins not coming back.
Yeah,
if you get healthy. At least you just get Mobley back. They can still stay in contention of the top 12 spots, but you know, right now I see a free fall right now until they get healthy.
Yeah, and we gotta start thinking trade too as well. Because you got Chetty Osman back, so that's a good thing. But this team got to think trade at the trade deadline because you got to get somebody that can get their own shot off the dribble as well. And right now it's a struggle with that. So, I mean, you know, Darius Garland can do that. But, you know, Ricky Rubio, but, you know, you need some other players because especially with the 7-footers going out, you know, it's just, you know, inside it's hard for them to score points and even get the ball inside at times. So, you know, Jared Allen being back was a welcome, and Lauri Markkanen, or whatever his last name is, Laurie. But you know, them being back help out a lot. So, you know, tonight should be interesting. You know, that's so good. That's our time, Marshawn. You know, I hope you have the happiest of holidays and want to tell our listeners as well to have happy holidays. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. Enjoy your holidays and eat lots of turkeys. And we are out of here.
ULP Cleveland.